Well, what a stir of activity amongst the left right now. I guess their heads are just exploding because our premier has come out with such an incredibly common sense policy around trans and gender identities. It always amazes me how quickly the left is to attack everything without fully actually thinking through their arguments. So you have the health minister that's attacking this, yet their own policies agree and are actually the same in regard to surgeries for people that are aged 18 and up. So, I mean, that's just called what? Hypocrites. And in addition to that, you've got, an MLA going off his head in Edmonton, rallying the forces. And yet we have protection laws in place in so many other areas. So this individual seems to think that it is okay for a child who is 16 years old to have, top bottom surgery, as the government is using that language. So we'll continue with that. And yet they can't have a beer. One beer is not going to irreparably harm or destroy the life of a 16-year-old. But puberty blockers have consequences that these children may not yet have even thought of. And the level of emotional and mental, let alone physical maturity, these kids are still growing, for heaven's sakes. So yes, these policies that have been put forward are there for the protection of our children. It just seems to me that it's not even about the kids for them. It's just about picking a fight, picking an argument. And in addition to that, the majority of these issues do tend to work themselves out. Not all of them. I mean, some children are just confused and they're trying to sort things out. They just need the time and a safe space to be able to do that. And some of them are being pressured, right? And peer pressure is great when you're a teenager. So just back off, leave them be. And I have never seen a government so dedicated to providing so many government resources. Meet JJ. Hello, JJ. So many government resources to help and assist and to find surgeons who are willing to do this at home, because that's just the one small part. And Danielle has clearly identified a holistic approach from start to finish. We're talking the difference of 2 years for some of these kids. 2 years. And you wouldn't know if the world was ending as far as the far left is concerned. So, the policies I thought that she came out with, do I align with all of them perfectly? No. But I'm going to give credit where credit is due. And Danielle Smith and her team that have worked on this have shown tremendous leadership, have given such tremendous thought and consideration for all the parties involved, not only the children, but also the parents who are the primary caregivers of children, and they are the ones that should be there to provide the support. And you can't do that if you do not know what is going on in the classrooms, what is going on at school, what is going on in other institutions that allow their children in secrecy to behave in ways that they don't necessarily even behave at home. So these parental rights are extremely important to uphold and to protect as well. And I'm so glad to see that she's done that. And as far as women in sport and young girls in sport, I could not agree more. As a female athlete, my entire life, but in particular in my school years, I was the top female athlete in both junior high and high school. And I practiced with the boys as I needed to continue to improve upon my own skills and challenge myself. But the reality is I was never, ever going to be the best among them. And that was never the goal. And that was in practice. There is a different level of respect knowing that you have a young female amongst you in practice, vice a competitive environment. And so this is just such a tremendous common sense policy. And I am so glad to see that Alberta will be leading the front. Now, I want each and every one of you, I want to encourage you to write your letters of support to our Premier, Danielle Smith, on this, because I'll tell you, the left is small, but they are loud, extremely loud, and she needs to know, and she does. The majority of Canadians, the majority of Albertans absolutely 100% agree with her. But we all know what side the mass media is on. The legacy media, the CBCs, Edmonton journals. And so she needs to know and that we are there to support her and to back her in this decision. So please, please, Danielle Smith, our Premier, if there's ever a time now, this is the time to make sure that she knows you have her back and that you are there to support her. In addition to that, I don't think this was intended to be one of those legacy moments for Danielle Smith, but this is truly, I think, Danielle, going to be one of your legacy moments. This is leadership. This is where you step out of the mob rules. And this is a small mob, but it is nonetheless a mob, and you stand for what is right. And when people look back on this, when Albertans look back on this in years to come, they are going to look back on this and they're going to just praise you for the courage to do that which was right and to not cave under the pressure of this mob mentality on the left. So I know personally, because I'm one of the millions of parents in this province, that yesterday was such a tremendous relief off of our shoulders to know that our rights as parents, as the primary caregivers of our children, will be protected, and that our children will be given the opportunity to grow up in a safe space to continue to be children, and that these decisions that are truly adult choices are going to be made at an adult age when they are mature enough to do so. So thank you so very much. I 100% support your decisions and the policy, and I am encouraging every other Albertan, now is the time to let our Premier know that you support her in this decision as well. We can no longer remain the silent majority. We have to become outspoken. You have to give her the encouragement. You have to give her the support, if for nothing else, for her own health and well-being. She is being attacked by the left and by legacy media, and undeservingly so. This protects the rights of all, and I have never seen such a compassionate delivery of a message, and only true Danielle style that she does with her sincerity, and this is truly sincere, that she delivered that message in protecting and making sure that every child, trans, male, female, are going to be supported and given the space and the protections needed to work through any of the issues or problems or questions that they may have. So again, support a Premier. Thank you so much. If you like this video, please do share. Encourage all of your family, all of your friends to listen carefully. Public debate, respectful dialogue, conversation about this. Let's take the politics out and let's think about the children. Let's think about what's best for them. God bless.